Hey everybody, Tom again here with Coldwell Banker Realty. Hope you're doing great today. Want to just touch on a subject that keeps coming up in my business experience, in my time meeting with clients and prospecting for new business and things like that in real estate. We are in a situation where, as we've discussed here on the channel, we have discussed the low inventory of what's happening. Well, with the low inventory, people are basically charging whatever they like. The cost of housing is probably one of the more expensive times in American history at this point. And incomes are not keeping up with prices of mostly anything. You see that at the grocery store, you see that with rents that are being charged, you see that with interest rates being higher, et cetera, gas. So all of these things, and there's various philosophies about why that's happening. Is it corporate greed? Is it something where something else is responsible, or bad financial decisions? Is it all COVID? Is it whatever your reason of the day is for prices to be a little bit higher? But we know, looking at it objectively, is right now is a tough time for everybody. Things are more expensive, and it's harder for someone who is not making as much money to find someplace to rent, much less something to buy. So as you might know, I have a mobile home here for sale in Hastings, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet, and you know the drill. People come in and they're like, okay, it's $75,000 for the trailer. People come in and they say, great, 75 grand. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, things like this. What's the catch, right? The lot rent is $847. So just when you own a trailer like this, you don't own the land around you. You own the structure, you own the building, but not the land it sits on. And that is the community. In this case, here in Hastings, I think you probably know that the larger mobile home community, manufactured home community here in Hastings, but they've jacked up the rent on that lot to $847 a month. Well, that's cost prohibitive. So I've been trying to sell this for about 3 months, and people have said, well, geez, I can afford the price of the trailer, but I can't afford $847 every month, each and every month, day in, day out, and they might jack it up again next year, right? Doesn't include utilities. What's it include? Well, they'll come mow it for you. They'll scrape away any snow that might be there. Trash. But they'll charge you separately for water, and they'll charge you separately for everything else. Electricity's you're on your own, cable or whatever, internet, that's on your own. So it's cost prohibitive. Well, it's expensive to be low income nowadays. So unless you have a lower lot rent for your trailer, you're screwed, because you can't afford it. And then you're looking at apartments or condos or things like that. Those are expensive. Those are cost prohibitive. If you're looking to rent, or certainly if you're looking to buy something, those are cost prohibitive as well. So what do you do if you are a single parent and you have 3 kids, and maybe you're not getting child support, and maybe you are working 2 or 3 jobs just to try to make the rent payments and keep food on your table? It's a cycle that you're never going to be able to get out of, right? It's very hard to get out of that cycle. So what's the solution to it? I don't know. Don't look to me for the solution there. But there has to be something where, is it rent control? Is it something where the government gets involved? Is it something where there's programs to be able to help people? I don't know. But all I know right now is that the people who have the money and the power are benefiting tremendously, and the rest of us that are down here are not. The rest of us down here are certainly not. So it's hard to find a place to live. It's hard to find a place to rent or to buy something. It is definitely hard to find if you have a low income situation, is it going to be safe? Is it going to be something where if you're a single mom or something, are you going to feel safe when you've got your kids and it's just you? Or a single dad or whoever it might be. Maybe you're 21 years old and you've got 2 kids and you have to work 3 jobs to keep food on the table and keep the rent paid. So these are the things that I worry about as I'm meeting people that are not going to be buying a house. Realistically, they're not able to buy a house, but I still meet with these people on a regular basis because they're thinking, Jesus, there may be some way I could possibly afford a house. And right now, folks, there probably isn't. So, and the rentals out there are either they will build something that is very high grade or upscale, which they can't afford, or the stuff that's on the market that's lower end of the price range. They've jacked up those prices to try to make the landlords have tried to make as much money as possible. So we wonder why we have a homeless problem. We wonder why so many people are living in their cars. You see all these videos online about, I've lived in my car for 2 years, and here's why. People that have full-time jobs, but they can't afford to live in a house. They can't afford rent. You've got to put that down payment down on a rent, or maybe 2 or 3 months ahead of time deposit, and they're not able to afford a house either. So are we surprised that there's homeless, that people are living in their cars or their vans? No, we're not. This is the logical conclusion of all of this. Prices are going up and your wages are staying stagnant. I know this is kind of a bummer today, but this is what I continue to hear about. I was showing the trailer to someone else today, and they're like, yeah, this would be great, except I can't afford this lot rent. Period. And that's BS. And that's taking advantage of people who don't have the resources. Anyway, so Tom Bullington, Coldwell Banker Realty, 651-402-6356. I specialize in Hastings and kind of around this region. Licensed in Minnesota, licensed in Wisconsin. I've done work in all over Minnesota and Wisconsin, primarily focused on the Hastings area, Hastings, Prescott. I just sold one in New Trier. I just sold another one in Hastings here on Park Lane. Over 100 transactions, 7 years in the business. And people, I think, look at my Google reviews, all 5 stars. And I think people think I'm a pretty nice guy and communicate pretty well. That's my hallmark, is communication. I'm trying to make more of these videos just to get people to know more about me and to get like the feel they know me. And I'm always available. My kids are grown, so you can text me. I tell people, you can text me whenever you want. I might not answer immediately if it's 3 a.m, but you can text me a question. You can call me. You can email me. You can Facebook message me. I'm very open to questions, even if you think it's a dumb question. There's no such thing, right? More than happy to help out. That's my job. That's more of this job than anything. It's not really about the houses, right? It's just helping people at a pivotal moment in their life a lot of times. Sometimes that's a single parent. Sometimes it's a retiree who just lost a spouse. Maybe it's a family of a person who just passed away and they need to sell the house. They need to sell the family house. I had a lot of those last year. Maybe it's a first-time home buyer. Maybe it's a younger couple that now they're expecting twins and they need a bigger place. Or they have teenagers now and they need that extra bathroom. There's all these scenarios, and what I try to do is just talk with people, talk through everything, let them know kind of what my opinion is of their situation in a non-pressure pressure, non-judgmental way. It's just like, well, here's what I would do. Here's the possibilities. And just to let them know kind of what their options are. So 651-402-6356 on the web at tombullingtonhomes.com. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.